Hi, I'm Saren.
And I'm Ray.
We're your Spider Baby hosts from To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast, as well as proud members of the collective.
You're listening to Capes and Lunatics. Gimme, gimme.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
This is Jerry Conway, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Ooh, it's not based. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another smashing week of the Capes and Lunatics. Or he's British. Anyway, we are going to discuss She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Episode 1. That's right.
Yes.
Capes Assemble. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that man-beast from New Jersey, it is.
Live from the cube, it's Charlie, the Professor Essa.
And
cannot contain my genius.
And she whose secret is she's always angry. Live from Florida, it is. What? Always drunk?
Always drunk. But you know, drunk, angry, drunk. No, I'm a happy drunk.
All right, so.
Let's start the show, Philip.
That's what we just did, Charlie Esser. All right, so yes. She-Hulk Episode 1 dropped, and again, I mean, this was a good show. Well, the first episode. I think this might be the best thing Marvel's put out this year.
I mean, it's early to say.
I said the best thing Marvel has put out, Lilith.
Ha! I am the Emperor Mouse. Worship me.
Out of everything Marvel has put out, Lilith, it's the best thing.
Well, and again, like I'd see
so far.
Better.
Oh, did you? Well, that was wait, that was last year, wasn't it?
All right, fine, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm gonna say.
I'm thinking Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, the Thor movie. So.
I think Miss Marvel's better than that.
Well, again, we only got one episode.
Very good, you know. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. We only got one episode. Although that
they
is what
crammed too much into the first episode.
Well, they should. Well, it was only 38 minutes. They could have made it a little longer, though, too.
Yeah.
Well, they're also. I think they're doing 9 episodes.
Yes, 9. Yes, not 6, 9.
So, you know.
Hey-o.
Yes.
They took our advice. Either do the
You know what? They wanted to get all of the superhero origin stuff out of the way, and they did it quickly and conveniently and in a delightful way.
Well, and can they run? And can they do it quicker here because it's like we're kind of piggybacking off an already established character?
I can't believe we're going to acknowledge the Incredible Hulk, Edward Norton. Okay. I mean, Tim Roth's back, the whole deal. I'm just like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, well, no, yeah, well, they've always acknowledged it, and again, going into my fan theory for later, you know, sometimes actors just look different from day to day. You know, sometimes you're a little taller, sometimes you're a little shorter.
I mean, look what.
Talk about a little Hulk, yeah.
Oh, burn! I mean, look what happened to Rhodey.
Exactly, you know.
That was just too long of a vacation. I can say that. Y'all
you
probably
know,
can't.
it is what it is, and the fact of the matter is that, but this is, and not for nothing, this is where you may well see these recastings happen. Like, unfortunately, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's not as much weight behind him as there is T'Challa.
Well, because we're definitely getting a new Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Are you going to do this without a Thunderbolt Ross? And, you know,
are we gonna get
not for nothing, there is another Thunderbolt Ross variant out there who is alive and well, with a glorious mustache as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a younger Tony Stark from a different universe at this point.
Oh, not Teen Iron Man!
For cheaper. I'm just saying, it wasn't cheaper to keep her, so...
Well, I'm, an
Because
Iron
think about
Lad.
it, everybody's clamoring for more Science Bros. This is the thing that everybody's like, remember the Science Bros? Remember when they almost destroyed the world with Ultron? Do you remember, guys?
But they're friends, and I think that's important. Bruce had a real friend in Tony.
That's what I mean, and people miss it. Science Bros, man, it was a thing.
Although, if you think about it, they're probably best friends because they're both super geniuses who
With a
both...
lot of trauma.
And, yeah, a lot of trauma, and although I don't know how much trauma...
It's all self-inflicted on Tony's part, but...
Well,
yeah, I mean...
What are you saying?
The main thing is that they could both destroy the world accidentally if they're not careful.
Are you saying
that's sort of the big thing that bonds them together?
Are you saying Banner's showing signs of trauma because he's sitting in Mexico just drinking?
No.
Ha ha.
I understood that reference.
Oh, yes.
Gonna build a bar like that, Lil?
As far as I'm concerned, Captain America was a virgin until he met Bernie. He was saving all his love for Bernie. I will not have these shenanigans.
No, 1943, he fed.
No, he saved it all for Bernie. I don't care what anybody. I don't care what Kevin Feige says. He saved it all for Bernie.
I'm just saying, there's got to be a reason why Peter Quill was the only child to gain the Celestial Spark. I'm just saying.
Chris Evans.
We all know who that
all day,
was.
every day.
The lady in the line just making the doe eyes at a handsome young Steve Rogers.
Oh, jeez.
We were there. We saw it. We knew what that scene was about. It's all connected, man.
Oh, God.
Super connected. Get it? With a penis?
Wow! All right.
That's how you connect things.
Penis is a medical term. Fight me, nerds.
Tallywhacker. All right, so Lilith, are all women angry?
Hell yeah. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, I know several women, and I will agree that seems to be the...
But we have a better handle on it than
Some of my friends are...
Their anger is an emotion, so they're not emotional creatures.
Some of my friends were women.
Just saying.
A lot of my friends were.
We're not allowed to be angry, so we just repress it. It's just simmering under, ready to
Yeah.
snap at any moment. That's why you gotta watch Lifetime. You gotta know.
I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but Louis C.K. Made a good point when he said, "Imagine if you could only date bears," and that really defines what it's like.
We're making Louis. Okay.
Well,
My camera's off. I'm fine for today.
Women like to see people get murdered. Look, I'm not. You can agree with a person's point without agreeing with their politics. And his politics were mostly that he was just a horrible human being who was actually, as it turns out, a bear.
So
he was trying to tell us the whole time.
So was Charlie saying? Is he handing it to Louis C.K.?
I guess you don't know the bear.
Yeah, I do. I get it. And
it was a bit he did.
Haha,
He tried
jocularity.
to explain why women have to be.
Basically, for women, men are apex predators. So yeah.
Women like to see people get murdered. Some are nice, but
do you really want to take that gamble? No.
Yeah, really. I sure as heck wouldn't.
I mean, now that I can have my own bank account and my own job, I really don't want to take that gamble. I feel bad for the women back then that had to take that gamble. I mean, honestly, some people's great-grandparents' story sounds like something from Law and Order. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's much truth to it.
He just kept showing up to my house until I said yes.
Yeah.
With a shotgun in the back of his truck.
Got me pregnant. Had no choice.
So,
what are you gonna do?
I do like that reference, but then again, it's like, we're taken from Slot, so, I mean, that's the run we're getting the most inspiration from, right down to the fourth breaking wall moment. And it's okay run, but there's, a girl could, they really didn't give us Mommy She-Hulk, so we can't really take from the burn run.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They gave us Mommy She-Hulk with all the muscles in.
I was gonna say, what other run did you want to do? Burn?
Yes. Always yes.
I mean, she broke the fourth wall in Burn's run.
A little bit. Although Burn had a few kinks that maybe Disney didn't want to deal with.
I mean, honestly, let's face it.
Jumping rope.
Let's be honest here, friends. A lot of comic book writers had a lot of issues they didn't get to work out in their personal lives.
Frank Miller?
And wrote them into comic book stories.
Stay tuned for the Patreon,
I'm just
kids.
saying, there's...
A lot of unresolved mommy issues for sure.
There's a reason why the Hellfire Club and Malice dress remarkably similar. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say on that. It's like, yeah. Because they because that's the thing. They want to do it their way. Burn. Yeah. But, God bless them. I'm sure they're very nice people if you actually hang out with them. But when they write their stories, it's like Stephen King. Probably not a serial killer. But,
He knows one. If he's not one, he knows one. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, no, he just knows what one would do. It's like, it's very easy to put yourself in the mind of a serial killer and never serially kill anyone.
Maybe in Jersey.
I'm uncancelable. I'm just saying. I'm going to wear a gimp mask and murder people. That's okay. Hey, we have Ms. Marvel, man.
Put yourself in the
Marvel and the Toxic Avenger. I'm going to wear a gimp mask and murder people, including Steve Rogers, also Jersey.
What?
Brooklyn, full Brooklyn.
I don't know. They trained him in Jersey.
Yeah, but that's not where he's from.
Brooklyn boys.
Can't be high. You can.
I thought it was okay enough. It's just such a shame that Mark Ruffalo got the poop end of the deal. Like he should have had his own. Within the actual MCU.
Yeah, but again, with all the Universal stuff, isn't that?
I know, but still, obviously, and I feel that I kind of feel bad that she kind of has to bear that brunt too, because I know a lot of the dude bros, man, Bruce was the best thing about this episode.
Yeah, I see people.
It's that Batwoman Batman thing, the cousin thing.
Yeah, I see people saying
Supergirl Superman thing. It's like
I see people trying to blame it on Marvel being woke. I'm like, I just want to respond to every.
They were woke before woke because they're like, we have to have a She-Hulk. Nobody else can have one.
And I want to respond to be like, dude, the character's been around since 1980.
Yeah.
And they're fake. Like I said, there's more fake nerd bros than there are fake nerd bros. And who wants a fake nerd boy? Who wants a nerd boy anyway? Just saying. We really gonna pick our interest.
Hey, as long as he says Hulk or Superman can beat Hulk, right, love?
It's the bare minimum.
Lilith Hellfire
you don't have at least
was
100
right.
Funko Pops. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No gatekeeping, Lilith. No gatekeeping.
No, I will gatekeep.
Lilith Hellfire was right.
Yes.
Look up the toxic fandoms. I'm just saying, maybe we should have gatekept some stuff.
Yeah, I don't worry too much about... Look, I'm not going to worry about Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. Because you know what? He seems to be enjoying himself. He seems to be... sure, he'd love to do a whole Hulk movie. But the fact of the matter is that, as much fun as that might be... First off, it's a lot of work to be a Hulk for, an entire movie. They already did most of the stuff from Planet Hulk in Thor Ragnarok. So, you're kind of in this spot where it's like, okay, well, I guess we could do a Planet Hulk, but why? The biggest argument to do a Planet Hulk is like, maybe he had some fun while he was there. But then if he just had some fun, then you actually lose the entire weight of...
Well, welcome to the MCU, babes.
The children of the Hulk, so...
I don't know, I saw a Sicorian ship.
Phil was right. You gonna chop that up?
Oh,
no.
You're effing right, I am.
You saw a ship that looked like a Sicarian ship.
And
maybe it was based on a Sicarian design.
The Hulk said something about the Sicarian. Oh, I'm going to have to deal with that one.
Yeah, but you also notice how super nonchalant he was about that. It's like, they're probably trying to get in touch with me about something. Which is just either that...
You don't want to freak out your cousin the first day of being a Hulk. Come on.
Well, and for what it's worth, yeah. Because I honestly think he was super nonchalant, expressly because he was a little weirded out to see it. I think he was controlling his emotions because what is this about? And this is my biggest thing. The ship that they sent has a different paint job. It's not the ship that we saw in Thor Ragnarok.
They all were painted different.
But this one was purple and gold. And purple and gold, that's kind of the markings of the leader. And a lot of this give a lot of references to the leader, like the fact that, just a couple of drops of Hulk blood are enough to turn you into a Hulk gamma mutate. that you don't
That's
need a
why
lot.
we have to incinerate everything. Finally, we're not being careless. Finally.
Well, yeah, because he kind of learned his lesson. I mean, that really goes again to the thing, and for what it's worth, the who was that guy?
Just like Lilith, he gets smarter when he drinks.
Exactly.
Yeah, not Ralph Cramden, the Ed Norton. The Ed Norton Hulk has always been canon. It's always been established that when he went to Harlem,
Who is he? Michael
he
Scott.
broke it. It's not Ralph Cramden. It's Ed Norton.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
And that's where it's at. So that's always been canon. He's always been a little different. In the same way that Terrence Howard became Don Cheadle. We don't talk about it because that's just what happens to people between movies. Just like Darren Stevens. Some days you're Dick Sargent, other days you're Dick York. And you don't question it.
Some days you're Becky 1, and some days you're Becky 2 from Roseanne.
Exactly. This is just how very...
Sometimes you just get taller for no reason.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. It all comes into those interweaving timelines. Because, you see those timelines. They go back and forth, and they eventually collide, and sometimes they merge, and sometimes they pull back.
I just think that it's interesting that they're deep diving all the way back to the beginning. That's all.
Yeah, but like I said, they did that in the first Avengers.
But not really. I mean, they're really, digging deep into it. And it's not that good of a movie. So.
It's good enough. It's good enough for a Marvel film. I mean, that's the thing. It's like any of these films, they don't have to be great. They just have to tell a story that establishes lore and canon that you can then use one portion of it to build more canon. Eventually, you'll have all the canons. Enemies will be defeated, and that is the point.
And we're going to be getting a bunch of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
and
so many Easter eggs. Did everybody get their QR code from the motel? The free She-Hulk comic when the QR code?
No.
you can't scan QR codes. Actually.
So if you go rewind it back to where she's at the motel, she's standing there. There's a QR code. You scan it.
Yeah, for the ladies' night.
Oh,
it's on
nice.
the ladies' night poster. There's a QR code. You scan it and you get the first issue of She-Hulk, which is cool. Want the first issue of She-Hulk?
Yeah.
It's right there for you.
Yeah, they did that with Moon Knight. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm sure we'll get lots of QR codes throughout it, for lots of issues that are very interesting.
What do we think of Titania? For 2 seconds at the end. I mean, maybe she'll be back. I mean, we got 8 more episodes. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, this was... And first off,
this
there's
was
so
a taste.
much...
This was a tease.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's the thing. She-Hulk one-shots her. And as a Titania fan, I'm going to say that's not cool. Except that Titania at the time was doing a flying sidekick, which is a show kick.
Punch?
Yeah, exactly. It's a showy kick. You don't get as much power off of a flying sidekick as you think you do, but it looks cool because Titania is fighting like someone who is trying to look cool, not someone that knows how to fight. And She-Hulk
Paging
knows
Ray Pod. Paging at Ray Pod.
She-Hulk knows how to fight.
Girl.
So when she's doing the flying sidekick and Jen sucker punches her, she's basically walking into the punch, which knocks her back, and that's why she's concussed when she goes down.
We might even be combining characters here because yes, I mean we've been covering Titania during our Secret Wars coverage on Avengers Declassified, but there was a Titania before that one in the it just popped into my head again. Wasn't it in the Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation, Charlie Esser?
Was there a Titania in the end?
The lady Lady Grapplers or something? Yeah, was she went in that group with Screaming Mimi?
There was one with Pound Cakes. Yeah.
So maybe we're combining the two. Maybe she'll be like a wrestler or something. Or
I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, it could certainly work. I think you lose a bit if you don't have her be Skeeter.
Well, she'll be both. Can't Skeeter? It was
Yeah. I mean, that's my hope is we're going to get a flashback and they do the Steve Rogers treatment on her, where she's just this little skinny girl, and then she gets all buff due to some great Roxxon experimentation.
In the comics, the Power Broker was giving people a bunch of strength, and who's our Power Broker in the MCU?
Could be Sharon Carter, could be someone else, could be Val.
Ooh.
We don't know.
Super connected.
I mean, hey, here's what I'll say. For everyone who says Sharon's the power broker, then who's she talking to? That's the thing. This, and really, I mean, this is one of those crazy fan theories. Are we going to get our first hints of Doom here? Because Doom, of course, is the one who created Titania.
College dropout.
Yeah, I know he's a college dropout. He's
the horny Doombot all along. Sorry to burst your bubble.
We'll talk about Doom over on.
Yes, on our final episode of Secret Wars. Yes.
Yes, because you're doomiest Doom you'll ever doom. But so I mean, it's possible that we're going to get some of those hints. I mean, we know that the Von Doom cupcakes did not work out, because I was really hoping those were just mystically empowered cupcakes that were just irresistible, that you had to stop any fighting to eat a cupcake.
But he's a petty dabbler, so that was no.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The man can't even commit. He's a pretty good scientist, all told. But he also wants to do magic, and he also wants to do these other things. And it's like, man, you gotta focus. You can be the world's greatest surgeon, or you can be the world's greatest sorcerer. You can't really be both. That's what Doctor Strange taught us, even though he tries to say he can do both. But actually, he usually stops doing one to do the other.
Okay, but my whole thing with Doctor Strange, at least especially in the interview, it's literally just Tony Stark in a different font. Literally. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of Tony. I'm going to be the only one, see? I'm the only one around here with the mustache, see?
It's fair enough. I mean, and quite frankly, well, like I said from the first get, it's like the only way that this works is if Tony's dead and the stones go back. Because we already know that if Tony has the stones for we're going to send them back tomorrow anyway, let's see what we could do with them.
No, I mean, he had his family. He didn't want to mess with that. I think he'd be the first one to be like...
He looked through all, and it was just one instance. No. Shenanigans.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to tell you, Phil.
I'm going to tell you what. Banner's going to call him out when they meet up again. Mark my words.
I'm just saying, if Scarlet Witch has taught us anything, it is literally that having a family doesn't mean you make rational choices. Because, as everyone said, why don't you just go to a place where they don't have a mom and then just be their mom? It's like, no, but what if they get sick? Then I need to go to another universe.
In the case of Scarlet Witch, crazy white woman.
Whoa!
She was infected by the Darkhold. White woman tears. It's
we have a drop for that? Nice.
Probably, I say a lot of things, Lilith, and Philip records them all.
Moz records them.
Well, there we go. Show me a pole, and I'll dance on it. That is true. But yeah, I mean,
what Charlie's getting for Christmas? Want to go halfsies?
I wish I had a place to put a stripper pole in my house.
About Paul.
Honestly, it's great exercise. You can do all of your steps in just going in a circle, swinging on the pole. It's great, but at my size, you got to make sure that's well secured.
There's your Christmas video for the Patreon kids.
Come on, pictures of the Patreon kids.
There is a video of it out there. When I did my movie in the strip club, there is a little clip that's out there.
You on the pole?
Of course, me on the pole.
Find me this footage!
I'll ask Ed I will ask Ed to send it to me. I mean, yeah, no, of course I did. Dude, you put me near a pole, I'm going to dance on it. I was born naked, right? I mean, come on. That's literally my whole thing.
And does most of your movies that way. Yes, I know.
Anyway. Moving right along.
So what else? So what else did we get in this?
So one thing I do want to talk about is the physical similarities between Brian Patrick Wade and Michael Curio. You can pull up their IMDb's right now, and you can look at these guys, and yet there are slight differences between the two of them.
I mean, you can throw literally a rock in Hollywood, you're going to hit 20 guys alive.
Yeah, well, no, and fair enough. But I really feel, because they've been putting Michael Curio in all of these scenes, and part of me is just looking at it as like, that guy looks a lot like the guy who played Absorbing Man in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we got Titania, we got Absorbing Man, or a guy who looks like Absorbing. It's like, and if there are people that are manipulating things behind the scenes, wouldn't that, and of course, let's not forget, Absorbing Man in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was very easily manipulated by people. wouldn't that be interesting that that's part of this entire story? That is another superhuman that gets pulled into She-Hulk's orbit by someone trying to manipulate her situation. Which again goes to why I think the big bad in this is going to be the leader. Because whose whole shtick was being able to manipulate things and see like 4 steps into the future because of his super gamma irradiated brain. You know, so I do think that's going to be a part of it. And I really think that this idea that Michael Curiel may be the absorbing man is going to be a part of it. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Especially if he winds up absorbing some gamma from Jen. And my big hope is that
you put your cock, kids.
Well,
sure,
you know,
it's consensual.
My big hope is that this is going to be something that does tie back into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because if you are an eagle-eyed viewer like myself and you did watch the end credits, you will notice that in one of the scenes where Jen is at her desk with a bunch of folders on her desk, one of those folders is stamped with the S.H.I.E.L.D. symbol. So I do think they are going to start slowly easing some of this stuff in and reintroducing a new absorbing man who then maybe makes some reference to some of his previous adventures might well be something that starts to tie it in. Again, nothing big, nothing major, nothing like I got absorbed by a guy who I absorbed gravitonium and got absorbed by a guy. Nothing that overt, but maybe like, yeah, I had a lot of weird stuff happen to me, man, and sometimes I don't remember exactly where I've been, but, I used to run with Hydra, I ran with a guy named Talbot, and just that kind of stuff, I think that's a possibility, much in the same way when Mark Ruffalo came in Avengers, made the statement, last time I was in New York, I kind of broke Harlem. And those little references that tie back previous things that people thought were not canon, but then say, maybe some of it is.
Go ahead, throw it in.
Because that's what Feige's doing now. He's trying to bring things into the canon. Just enough, just a little here and there. Just scoop it in gently. Not enough to make everyone get into a big fight about it. But just enough to say, you know what? There's stuff out there. If some of it works, we're going to keep it. If it doesn't work, that never happened here. That was a different timeline. That was another version of the story. And they've already done it in story, and we just let it go because it's subtle enough that we don't make a big thing. It's like, wow, there was not another guy there at that thing, or that didn't exactly happen the way that it was shown when they replayed it in that flashback, Because that happens. It always happens. And you have to let it go and just watch to see where it goes next.
Do you like the comedic tone?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, no, I really like it.
It's very much giving parody and satire of Ally McBeal at times, which I figured it would. Kind of can't help themselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a female lawyer. Yeah, and if you're mixing humor in there, it's gonna strike as
single female lawyer.
Exactly.
I mean, I do like how they use the fourth.
I'd rather have Fry write that.
I do like how they use the fourth wall break, where it's just like, oh hey, yeah, she mentioned me hulking out. Here's why she said that.
And I know that my longtime fan theory was that people called her the She-Hulk because she was such a BA lawyer and people knew who her cousin was, and she successfully sued General Ross over the Harlem thing, which is why he lost his commission and had to go and become a Secretary of State, But
yeah, downgrade, yeah.
Lateral moves, bitch.
Lateral move. Well, but you know what? When you had the stars and they take the stars off, that hurts, man. It's a pride thing. But I really think that that's one of those things that is going to be a moment where I've lost my train of thought. So anyway, someone else talk.
Okay, let's actually do the podcast that we get paid nothing for.
What?
I'm looking forward to episode 2, but this is like a must watch at 3 a.m. when it drops. I'll get to it when I get to it.
So I wonder, instead of hour-long episodes, if they're going to do these shorter episodes, and that's why.
Because it's a comedy, maybe that's why they're definitely leaning into the comedy.
And we're stretching it out to 9, so they have more room. It's just.
Yeah.
And this one's probably more self-contained 'cause it's just the origin.
So many guest stars that they have planned.
Daredevil, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And man, I got into a whole fight with someone because they said it's this classic yellow and red costume. I said this costume wasn't yellow and red; it was yellow and black. Then someone said, "No, see, they highlighted it red." It's like, okay, I guess it's yellow and red. Because in some drawings, they did where the light reflected, it was red. But
Excelsior!
I still say it was yellow.
Right
and
is
black.
the best form of being right, Charlie.
But then why would the D be red if the torso's red?
Why was Hulk gray? Shh, don't think about it, babes.
Printing. Oh man! But if that yellow costume sticks around, I can't wait to see how long it takes for Toys wearing that in the comics again.
He better say I can feel the colors then. The only reason to use that suit, bro.
Okay.
Want to be a kinder, gentler Daredevil.
Completely off topic. Tristan wants them to bring back the mobile AVP game because you could play as either an alien or a predator, and he really misses it because they've discontinued that game. So anyway,
they might bring it back. Predators make the whole franchise is making it. So.
Oh yeah, I picked up Predator #1 for Tristan at the store yesterday. I just have to go pick it up.
Did you watch the Prey movie?
Yes, it's very popular, very good as I understand it.
So they're rebooting that franchise, so they'll probably do another game pretty soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, good. I mean, it's a perfectly viable storyline. I mean, if you look, if you can live in a post-scarcity society, you can either become a group of people who just sort of explore and just let everyone do whatever they need to do, or you can be a group that becomes very obsessive about some weird thing in your culture, like the Klingons or the Ferengi or the Cardassians. And being post-scarcity means nothing because now you've just exchanged the scarcity of resources for the scarcity of social clout and how you measure social clout.
It's just gold. It's not
And if you love Predator, make sure you check out the Predator and Prey podcast by our friends, our patrons, Ray Russell and Justin.
You're the patron lead on our new podcast.
Oh, Ray, I'm so busy, and then you throw something. I told you, if I threw...
We're going to harass them every single episode until they do Batman vs. Predator.
So we're going to do crossover next year, I'm telling you.
Gee,
Ray will be mysteriously sick and absent. Mark my words.
Anyway,
comic books?
Yes.
Final thoughts?
She-Hulk's good. I want to see more.
Yeah.
Bill's Comics Corner.
What?
You're basic.
All right.
It was a finely tuned engine of a show with a heart. There, is that what you want?
There we go. Speaking of a post-scarcity society.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does someone else want to go first? Someone else can go first.
No, you're usually first. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's do Star Trek Mirror War #8.
Whoa.
Because, they have replicators and stuff, so... But in this one, it's Earth who becomes obsessed with the social capital of conquest and such. Which is like, why?
Yeah,
duh. And, and you got this whole thing here. So in the last episode, they were able to defeat Worf and yada, 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 with the help of O'Brien and the Defiant. And in this one, but because they broke through the Cardassian lines, Picard's like, onward to Cardassia, we will destroy them all. And Riker's like, dude, maybe need to chillax a bit. We're barely surviving. Yeah, we dealt them a big blow, but maybe now is not the time to, maybe pursuing the Klingons that are scattered is a good shot, but trying to take the home world now seems ridiculous. Anyway, yada, 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 they get into a fight. Picard gets stabbed in the back, because, that's how you move up in rank in this world. And then basically, as Data and his ship, first off, Data merges with the ship itself, because he's got all those Borg implants, and just, pretty much decimates whatever remaining Klingons are left, but he leaves Worf alive, because he thinks he's more valuable as a captive than than just to kill him. And of course, I think it's Garak is his Cardassian liaison, who basically says, "Yeah, it's great that you think it's a good day to die. I would rather live, and whoops them the heck out of there. Meanwhile, Riker basically contacts Cardassia, says, we just broke through your line. We're going to come to Cardassia Prime unless you work out a ceasefire and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, they go, they deliver a gift to the Emperor of Earth, which they blow up. They blow up the Emperor. Now, Riker is just sort of consolidating his power. Data basically says, well, okay, I too felt that Picard was getting a little too big for his britches. So yeah, I guess I'll work with you. And Riker returns to Earth, becomes the new Emperor, yada, yada, yada. Gets bored by how much red tape there is. Because basically being Emperor is just everybody coming to you all the time, asking for stuff. And you got to pay them if you want to keep control of things. Anyway, then we cut to cold storage on the Enterprise, where Picard's body's laid out. And there's Guinan, evil mirror Guinan, telling him, told you this would happen. Now what are you going to do? Alien versus Predator Evolution. That is the game that Tristan really wants to come back. So we will see what happens next month in the Mirror Universe with Emperor Riker on planet Earth. And Worf still lives. And what revenge is he plotting? Dun, dun, dun.
Lilith, got a book?
Sure. So it's an Archie book, but it's a book. It's called Jinx's Fairy Tales. Basically, Jinx babysits in Riverdale, and she tells these kids gruesome fairy tales to make them behave.
Wait, what's the name of this thing?
Jinx's Grim Fairy Tales.
Oh.
Now this isn't an Archie book, because I saw that there was like an Archie.
It's an Archie book, but it's not an. It's from an Archie Comics company, but it's not an actual.
Okay, because I did see there was like a Creepy Tales of Archie out this week, or at least it was on the shelf when I was there. But this is not that. So this is a different book that I sadly did not see.
I thought you said Jesus for a second. I was like, whoa. It went. I know.
They're all American and all, but they wouldn't go.
So what happens in it, Lilith?
It's just basically like actual grim fairy tales. Like they're not like sugar coated like the fairy tales, and she so horrifically scars these kids that they act better for us, kind of.
As well, you should.
You didn't ask to be brought into this world. You can act up if you go off.
Do what I want to do.
Exactly.
All right. Who here read Iron Cat number 3?
Hear ye.
So, this thing is nuts. I love it.
Listen, it's better than the Iron Man book. Don't tell the writer that I said that.
Well, did you see it there? I guess he's leaving. I think November he's leaving with issue 750, legacy numbering, and then they're rebooting again in December.
Oh, sorry. What a shame.
I think Jerry Dugan's taking over Iron Man.
Oh, sorry. What a shame. Hate to see you go.
You talking about the current writer?
I'm just saying. I mean, I hate for somebody to lose their job, but
Not enjoying the current arc, Lil.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've enjoyed an Iron Man story.
Oh, burn.
I'm just saying, like, it's been a good 100 issues.
Yeah. But no, this Iron Cat is good. I mean, I love how they set the trap for her to,
This is the Tony Stark I want to see. I'm just saying.
I know
Jed's too busy.
I was thinking, I was like, what if could we get like a regular dose of Tony Stark, Felicia Hardy team up?
I kind of shit it.
There's your couple, I know.
Hey, don't cut out Hellcat. We got a throuple there.
Oh!
I'm always down for a throuple.
I'm telling you, Tony and the two cats.
He loves Kitty.
Wow. And I love how he keeps upgrading her armor as like a gesture of love. It's so cute.
I think the guy has a type. His type is cats.
Wait, upgrade whose armor?
Wouldn't you like to?
Whoa!
Polishing the old armor, if you know what I'm saying.
Wow! But I love how Felicia built another suit behind his back.
Exactly.
Because it's like, haha.
A cat's gonna play, you know what I mean?
Yes. But now it's Tony's ex-girlfriend, and who isn't Tony's ex-girlfriend? Yes, is trying to kill him with.
Wait, does he have a list as long as Matt? Should he be on the list, on the Players Club list?
Definitely. I think he did sleep with Jennifer Walters, didn't he? I know he slept with Gamora.
Yeah.
He has a Kirk fixation. Oh, it is. It
It
is.
took forever for it to come out. Like, I'm glad that everybody's as caught up as I am on this book. Put it that way.
And again, I mean, it's just another dose of Black Cat since they canceled that on us.
What didn't you say we might be getting a Mary Jane? And
I think they announced it. I think there's going to be a Mary.
so I wonder if she's gonna have this suit, or Tony's gonna make her give it back.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to have an Iron Man suit. I think it's going to be classic. Probably Felicia Hardy.
That's good. I like her either way. I didn't think I was gonna like the Iron Cat thing. It was a little too gimmicky, but I actually really like it.
Oh, God. Did you see the miniseries we're getting in a few months here? The Gold Goblin.
Oh yeah, I did see that, and I'm not excited for it.
Is it Norman Osborn Golden Goblin or?
It is Norman Osborn because after the whole Kindred thing, he's supposedly all good now. So
Okay, well,
the waves are still too tight in that man's head.
I told you they're gonna go.
Take the do-rag off, sir.
They're gonna
Take
do.
it off.
They're gonna do classic Stan Lee Norman Osborn. You know, he'll be nice most of the time, but then that split personality is gonna come out. I'm telling you.
Wakes up.
I don't remember what I did. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, when Normie Osborn became Golden Goblin, it kind of worked out okay. So, although again, he was originally the Green Goblin, and he tried to kill Spider-Girl. So, later Spider-Woman.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
So yeah, those Osborns, they are an unstable
The
ride.
Osborns are a mess. An absolute mess.
Cultural appropriation. All right, Charlie. Yes, you got another book.
Oh,
They
of
were
course
white
they do.
passing the whole time, Phil. Don't judge them. They did what they had to do.
Let's talk
Keep
Star
their money.
Wars 26, The Path to Victory. So this is like, this is all taking place post-Empire. Basically, it opens up at a big Empire Unity Day parade. Yay! They got all the AT-ATs walking. Everyone's all excited. And then, of course, Wedge Antilles shows up with Lando Calrissian in the Falcon. And they just totally smack down on the Emperor on live holocast. Very embarrassing for everyone. Meanwhile, back at the base, the rebels are like, "Yay, we did a great terrorist action," which they were happy. All of the other pilots are saying, "So, Luke, show us your new lightsaber." Interesting that it's yellow here. That's a thing, because it's green by the time we get to Return of the Jedi, so I don't know if it changes to green or it just, whatever. Did this nice scene with Leia and, the Akbar, and I always forget her name. She's in the new Andor series, where they're discussing whether or not it was worth the risk that they just did to blow up the things. Meanwhile, you get back to this secret base that they're building, the most secret new weapon in the Empire. No one knows anything, and they send the SS officer there, all by her lonesome for some stupid reason, to check on all of the security protocols. But the captain, he's quite certain everything's great. But as it turns out, they do have two secret, not rebels in their midst, but members of the Crimson Dawn. Because as it turns out, the Crimson Dawn is also trying to pull down the Empire. Because they don't like the Empire because they're bad for business, as you might imagine. Much like the Allies partnering with the Mafia to take out Mussolini. Anyway, her and her husband, because when you go to Death Star base, that's the big reveal. When you go to Death Star base, you are locked in there, you don't know what's happening, and you are basically people are moved in there, they have to live there, sometimes they bring their families, and they just have to work there, and they don't know what they're working on. They just work on their one piece, and then they're shipped off without knowing exactly what they're doing, but they're told they have to cause their chaos, so they are the ones who, when the SS officer who said, "I was pleasantly surprised by how tight a ship you run," they basically kill her, steal her ship, and fly off. I guess that's where they got that that little tri-wing. The end. I really like the Star Wars books. It's some great, great storytelling, as is the norm for Star Wars of this day.
All right, Lilith, what do you got?
Okay, so Don't be mad at me. I'm going to sneak 2 books in. Okay,
Hey-o.
first thing I want to start with is why the hell are there 5 X-Men books? Who do they think they are? Batman? So, the first book that I want to remind people is a thing because I know it came out on Marvel Unlimited first, and this is the first time that it comes to print, and I think it does have exclusive bonus content, if I'm not mistaken. It's X-Men Limited, X-Men Green #1, which is by Jerry Dugan. And it's basically X-Men, Wolverine tracking down X-Men because he killed somebody on Krakoa.
Tracking down who?
X-Men, yeah, that guy. I figured you would have picked it up.
I was thinking about it. The guy sort of asked me if I wanted it. I'm like, yeah, no, thanks.
That's a pretty decent story. I mean,
Oh, I might have to get that then this weekend. No,
Jerry?
Damn it, for once I said no.
I think that was the only X-Men book really picking up this week. That's why I kind of meant it. So.
What about X-Force 30?
I said what I said.
Oh!
About X-Force 30 with Ben Percy. Who the hell do the X-Force think they are to be doing Kraven's Last Hunt? Excuse me?
Yeah, they're bringing Kraven in. Yep, and we got
that
Deadpool.
Is not your villain. That is not your villain. You back the hell up, Ben Percy.
And I love that. And I love when Wolverine takes a break. We replace him with Deadpool and Omega Red.
Just for safekeeping. You know, just to make sure the book hits all the notes. And also because Deadpool's having another ongoing pretty soon. So,
Uh-huh.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Synergy! Corporate synergy!
But
yeah, I X-Force 30, I can't believe it's at 30 issues already.
I know. But
I don't know how I made it this long. It is the least pure your X-Men. Well, no, there's New Mutants. Sorry.
Oh! Did you read New Mutants?
I am trying to collect all the mutant books right now. Like I said, why are there 5 X books? They're at max there should be 3.
Madeline Pryor's Queen of Hell. I mean, Queen of Limbo.
Oh God.
Well, you know, Dark Web's coming. Dark Web's coming, so.
I know. Did it have to involve everybody?
Yes, damn it! Oh, did you see they announced a super secret X-Men event for January? So maybe is this when we're finally going to tear Krakoa down?
Tear down those walls, Mr. President!
Tear down those plants!
Oh my God, I hope so. I mean, X-Men need this Krakoa thing to be over as bad as Justice League's Crisis. So.
Yes, and did you all see that other announcement? Yes, there's going to be some Justice League one-shot in November where Nubia joins the Justice League.
Yes, I saw that. I don't think that I'm ready for another writer to I feel like this grip, this particular part of the thing, I really don't trust in anybody's hands at Amazon. So I'm very.
Well, I just it's a one-shot, and I wonder if it's out of continuity because I'm like, aren't the Justice League still missing?
So probably this is set after.
Dark Crisis doesn't end until December, so I'm just like.
Flash to the future, babes. Got to give the kids something to hope for.
That's true. Something else to slap Black Adam on the cover of.
Exactly. Come on, let's be real. Yeah, no, I don't know why there's 5 X-books. I don't. I'm very perplexed. I'd rather have 5 Spider-Man books.
Cha-ching. Oh, I know. So would I.
So yeah, what's your next pick? I just had to go on that mini rant.
Oh, that's fine.
You pick up X-Men Greenville. You do it.
I think I might have to do that this weekend. Yeah, you said the magic word, X-Man.
I got Nate. You didn't pick up.
I didn't know, or else I would have. I would have. All right, so how about the other Jed McKay book? I mean, we talked Iron Cat. Strange number 5.
Still here for this book. I don't ever want to change. I don't ever want Steven Adams.
Oh yeah, Clea kicks ass.
So, I mean, no, seriously. It's like, can we just have the next movie with we can just cut him completely out and it's just Charlize Theron if they base it on this particular. I need that.
I mean, they kind of have put Wong into his job, and they kind of, I don't think we're ever going to get Benedict Cumberbatch back as the Sorcerer Supreme.
Good. He doesn't deserve it.
No, I think it's better that way. I think he does his best work as sort of that, outlier.
He secretly is envious as Mordu, but that's none of my business. That's something for Wong to work out for himself.
But I mean, again, yes, Clea's a badass, and then Jed McKay, if that's not enough for you, gives you a special guest, Moon Knight.
He's like, just when you thought you saw the last of him, guess again.
And I love how he just randomly throws his favorite villain in there, because one page, Moon Knight's like, hold on a second, I gotta sneak into this window and scare 8-Ball.
That's a very Batman thing to do.
He's basically just like, I'm still watching you, right?
He comes back every year. Yeah, I'm still here.
I love that. He's like, I got to make a quick stop first. And 8-Ball's I love how 8-Ball's sitting there in his underwear, but he still has the big 8-Ball on his head.
It doesn't come off, Phil. It doesn't come off.
Ew.
It was a very difficult birth, let me tell you.
It's a comfort blanket.
And then I love how Moon Knight's trying to scare information out of that guy, and Clee's like, no, let me. And then all of a sudden she's like, whoosh, like flames up. She's like, you'll tell me what I want to know. But no, yeah.
That's her off for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Jed McKay gets these characters, so. Yeah. Marvel, give him 10 more books.
Well, I don't know if he's ready for all that.
I know.
Like I said, if he wants to write, Iron Man after that other guy's done, go ahead.
You know what? Remember when he was here, Jed would love to, and he can bring him the greatness. He wants an Alpha Flight book, so.
Bro, yes.
Give him Alpha Flight.
I actually just completed this.
What?
Today, my Alpha Flight.
You completed it?
Yeah.
What, the first series or all of it? Everything.
All of it, yeah.
Still.
These old people are dying like flies in front of bro.
Oh my
Fake
god.
sales are great.
Hey man, I just got this She-Hulk Savage She-Hulk Omnibus on Amazon on sale.
Ooh.
It was originally $100. It was like $62. I was like, damn it, I'm in. Because I saw it in the store and it was a full 100. I was like, no. Hardcover. Little $100 hardcover on sale. $100 hardcover on sale for $62. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you always gotta check Amazon like at least twice a week. They have some flash deals that sing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't sit on that. I'm like, I know it's gonna go back up eventually. The show's out. I know it's gonna go up.
Exactly.
Okay. I do have one more book I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
From a new company I just found called 10 Ton Press. Crimson Storm. These are folks putting it out on the pulp paper comics again, just like the old school. But are charging a full $3.99, so it's pure profit. And you know what? I bought
That's
it.
like our good old folks at Alterna Comics.
No, yeah, but you know what? They're not getting the penetration they should. Anyway, so Crimson Storm, it's set in 1999, and yeah, I know. Hey, it's a 90s comic.
No, you said penetration.
Oh, yes. So Crimson Storm, she's a superhero. It's 1999. A airline has been hijacked by Al Qaeda. So, we're getting our little foreshadowing there. She infiltrates it, much like G.I. Joe Special Forces did when they had to do a similar storyline once, where they go in underneath, they cut up into the underbelly of the plane, and then have to climb up through and take out all the terrorists, which she then quickly does with her amazing, exploso powers. She basically can make things explode, shoot fireballs, the whole 9 yards. She can fly, all your best superpowers. She saves everyone, does not kill a single terrorist either, which is, that's her shtick. She doesn't kill. She goes, apparently there's some questions about something she did in Guatemala. There's a evil senator. There's a good senator who she's sleeping with, and an evil senator who she's not. And the evil senator is basically trying to work with her. She has her best friend, Shell Diaz, who's her sort of wingman, and she's her woman in the chair, as it were, gives her, tells her where to come in and, what to do, yada, yada, yada. They've been best friends since childhood. Shell Diaz is in the CIA, and we basically see Dawn, I think it was Dawn McGregor is her real name. That's why they said, why isn't she called Red Dawn, since she wears a red costume? And they said, well, there was legal issues with the name, so we couldn't call her Red Dawn.
The Felicity Smoke vibes of it all, Phil.
Yeah, anyway, it turns out that she has a flashback to when she first discovered her powers and she accidentally blew up a kid because they were playing around with her superpowers, and that's how people die horribly. And we see that she is sleeping with the good senator, quote unquote good senator. But she goes to have the meeting with the evil senator, who basically says, listen, let me tell you the story of that time you went to Guatemala and you got attacked and you kind of let loose all of your power and actually wound up killing everyone, including civilians, in a mile radius. And let me tell you how that's now going to mean that you are now going to be working for me and my generals doing classified work as a hero, covert ops hero. So that's the whole shtick. It's a lot of fun. It's exciting. Apparently the writer on it, he has a whole thing here in the back where he just says how he's basically been working on this for the past 20 years. It was like an art thing he did, like a little short comic that he did years and years ago. And some of the original art from that was used in some of the flashbacks. And it's a really good book. I really enjoyed it. You know, there's parts of it that feel very 90s and very sketchy, but you know what? It worked for what it was. And I may pick up their Frankenstein book, which they also had out this week. So I enjoyed Crimson Storm.
They had that in your store? Because I thought that they were like a on-demand where you had to order.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. My store tends to get in weird and obscure books. And they usually, like if someone tells them about it, they might order two.
And weird and obscure customers.
Yeah, well, you know, it's New Jersey, man.
Yeah.
We like the weird. What do you say? They have a whole magazine called Weird New Jersey, okay? That started with us, and that's what we like. So, yeah. Okay.
Lilith, do you have anything else, any other books you want to throw out before we close up shop?
Just avoid Black Adam #3 at all costs. That's on my do not pull.
I didn't read it, I can tell you that.
I was just checking. Make sure I was being fair.
Shekel alert, eh?
I'm fair and balanced, if nothing else, Phil. I'm fair and balanced. By that, I mean my vodka to tonic ratio.
One more week with Lilith, and then she won't have to be balanced drunk.
She'll be back.
Oh, she'll be back. I know she will. All right.
She can't stay away from us, Phil.
Grow that mustache back. All right. So, yes, kids, send us your thoughts. What did you think of the first week of She-Hulk? Much more to come. What do you love and don't love in comics these days? Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Pain the butt that it is.
That's okay, it's gonna die soon.
Damn. That's not bad. All right.
He's ever really dead, Lilith.
Go join our Capes and Lunatics pop culture fan group on Facebook. Find links to all the various social medias and Facebook fan groups. Link to the YouTube channel. Again, everything we do, this episode and every other episode we do, gets a link on the YouTube. So subscribe, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a second. Do like Jennifer Walters and Lilith Hellfire tell you, and smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
And of course, most importantly, subscribe to the Patreon. Again, paying for this out of our own pocket. Every little bit helps. We are not fancy lawyers. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. He who spends the most on our Patreon, Ray. Thank you very much. So yes, every little bit helps. $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
Remember, in August you'll get 2 creators. All right. So there's. Oh, that's what.
Chef's kiss.
Is that what she said, Ray? Anyway, yes. Superhero movie brackets, because yes, Lilith Hellfire is angry.
I'm always angry.
We will. Drunk, angry, and you know what. All right, superhero movie brackets. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time. The August episode starts the indies. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen versus Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For.
A whore to kill for!
Sorry, Frankie.
Miller's a whore to kill for!
And if that's not enough, pick herself.
Don't be mean-spirited.
I'm not mean-spirited. That's actually what I wanted to mean.
Frank Miller has issues with women, she's saying. All right, so pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find it all at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right, Lilith Hellfire. She who's no stranger to getting drunk on the beach. Where can people get a hold of you?
Well, I'm going to be in my compound in a few weeks. But for now, you can find me on the interwebs, on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69, and of course on TikTok, making all the comments and none of the cons at Lilith Hellfire. Either do the 6 or do the 9. Come on, get your head out of your butt, buddy. It's all rape and murder, I'll tell you that. Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
Charlie Esser.
Well, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mothers and fathers once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things like Stargirl when it comes back at Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIE. ESSER. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
Thank you, Maz. Thank you, Tristan.
It's been really great stealing your identity.
Hacker.
That's my kid.
Another bastion of New Jersey. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us for another smashing episode. Until next time, we have been your Capes.
Ampersand. They don't allow us to have spoons here, Ray.
He's not even on the ground floor, Ray, man. He's going to be tunneling out the air, empty air. He's in Supermax.
Right next to the Abomination.
See, that if Marvel wanted to be accurate, that's where they would put their most dangerous felons, New Jersey.
Oh, my. Where do you think the cube is, man?
Hey-oh.
Hi, I'm one of the High Priests of Khonshu Ray, and I have the sacred privilege of providing you, the loony listener, with a podcast honouring Marvel's very own Moon Knight. So join me and a host of others at Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, or support the show by becoming a Patreon member. Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. It's time to get your Khonshu on.